Autopsy evidence. A forensic pathologist details the victim's injuries in a first-degree murder trial. Postal code penalty.
And insurance is based on statistics.
New details reveal your neighborhood drives your car insurance rates. And no health card, no problem.
We see a lot of people struggle with wounds is the primary thing.
How Chatham's new nurse-led clinic removes barriers to care.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. Detailed testimony in Superior Court today about the murder of Tony Bashara. His injuries and the findings of his post-mortem examination was presented to the jury in the first-degree murder trial of Glenn Mayer. A warning to viewers, some of the details in this story may be disturbing. Around 7:15 a.m. on January 20th, 2024, surveillance video captured these popping sounds on Filaria Avenue in Lakeshore. The man accused of firing those shots and killing 47-year-old Tony Bashara is Glenn Mayer of LaSalle, now facing a charge of first-degree murder after learning his wife Lillian and Bashara were having an affair. In Superior Court Thursday, the Crown called forensic pathologist Dr. Elena Tugaleva. After analyzing Bashara's body, she identified 5 wounds, one to his right forearm, another to his upper right chest, a third to the back of his upper right arm, a fourth to his right abdomen, and a graze to his right forearm. In cross-examination, the defense asked very specifically about the bullet wounds, direction of the projectiles, and where the wounds were. Dr. Tugaleva referred the defense to firearms specialists numerous times. The defense is expected to present its opening submissions and call up its first witness on Monday. Police are searching for a second suspect following a violent robbery that left a woman injured. Police are searching for 27-year-old Patrick Gregory McFadden. Investigators say the victim was riding her bicycle near Olette Avenue and Tuscarora Street Tuesday afternoon when 2 men she knew confronted her. She was allegedly knocked from the bike and struck in the head with a metal water bottle. Police say the 2 men stole cash and an MP3 player. 1 man has been arrested and charged with robbery with violence. McFadden remains outstanding. Windsor police are asking residents to avoid the 300 block of McEwen Avenue for several hours today due to an active investigation involving an armed suspect.
Tactical unit. You're under arrest. The residence is surrounded.
Police say officers were searching for a man believed to be armed with a butcher knife before the situation escalated into a standoff after the suspect entered a residence. The man is described as East Indian, wearing a black hoodie, black pants, and black shoes. Authorities urging the public, do not approach the suspect if spotted. Instead, call 911 immediately. Windsor police have released new crime statistics for May of 2026, showing a mixed picture across the city. Crimes against people dropped by more than 19%, driven by fewer assaults, robberies, and sexual offenses. However, property crime rose just over 8%, with increases in fraud, theft, and break-and-enter incidences. Other criminal code violations also climbed 19%, partly due to more bail violations and counterfeit currency offenses. Police say reporting crime helps them track trends and respond effectively to community concerns. Damage is estimated at $250,000 after a garage fire in Chatham Wednesday evening. Stations 1 and 2 responded to Grand River Lane around 6:30. Firefighters were able to knock the blaze down quickly and contain the damage to the garage, where there were 2 vehicles inside at the time. Fire officials say no one was injured and the cause of the fire is undetermined. And there is no damage estimate from a fire overnight on Linwood in Windsor. Fire officials say the property was vacant and the windows and doors were boarded up. Fire officials say heavy smoke and fire could be seen as fire crews rolled up to the scene around 10:30 last night. Since the property was boarded up, firefighters took a defensive approach. Officials say this is not the first fire at this property. Windsor police have been notified and are asking anyone who saw anything or captured any suspicious activity on security cameras to contact them. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is inside tonight due to high winds. He joins us now for a first look at the weather tonight. Gary.
Stephanie, we are still windy, but not as windy as we were yesterday. The good news is the worst weather is well to our east. Showers, thunderstorms, gusts in that 80-kilometer-per-hour range, sustained winds 50+. We are still looking at the potential of some light showers late tonight, but I think the odds are diminishing as I speak. Good news is tomorrow morning starts off relatively fair. The afternoon, westerlies and northwesterlies pick up. We will see another round of windy conditions, not as windy as the last 24, but windy enough. I'll break down what you need to know as we look ahead to Father's Day just ahead. Stephanie?
Okay, and Gary, as you mentioned, last night's high winds damaged trees throughout the region. Northwesterly wind speeds were between 40 and 50 kilometers per hour, with gusts reaching 80 kilometers per hour. Strong enough to bring tree limbs down and knock over a few trees. Some rooftops sustained damage as well. In other news, your postal code may be doing more than delivering your mail. New data suggests where you live could also play a role in your car insurance rates. CTV's Travis Fortnum is in South Windsor with more tonight. And Travis, turns out it's not just the destination that matters when it comes for drivers.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, if you live in South Windsor, you might want to pay attention. New data suggests drivers in this part of the city are more likely to report having an accident on their record than anywhere else in Windsor. And insurance experts say where you live can factor into what you pay. When it comes to car insurance, where you live can matter almost as much as how you drive. My Choice, an online insurance comparison website, analyzed about 1,000 Windsor insurance quotes collected last year, finding drivers in South Windsor were the most likely to report a crash on their record, while the Ojibwe area had the lowest rate.
I think one of the biggest factors is how much driving happens in the area.
South Windsor is home to some of the city's busiest commercial corridors, meaning more vehicles, more trips, and more opportunities for collisions. And insurance experts say those trends matter.
Insurance is based on statistics. If you live in an area that has more loss, more collisions or more thefts or more severe collisions, the likelihood that they're going to have to pay out a claim for your vehicle is greater.
But Windsor police say when they look at crashes across the city, the bigger common denominator isn't a specific neighborhood, it's intersections. More than 65% of collisions investigated this year have happened at intersections.
And a lot of this is contributed to whether it's construction happening in the area, high volume of traffic, people who are not paying attention to the road.
Police say distraction, speeding, and following too closely continue to show up in crash after crash.
That's it right there. You have to pay attention when you're coming to these major intersections.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says shopping around may help drivers find a better rate, but there's one shortcut you don't want to take.
One thing that you don't want to do is use a false postal code to get a lower rate, because that's insurance fraud.
While location can factor into insurance rates, experts say drivers still have the most control over their own records, and keeping a clean driving history remains the best way to keep premiums down. Stephanie?
Okay, good to know. Travis Fortnum, thank you for this, Travis. The town of LaSalle was working today towards fixing the timing of traffic signals on Malden Road. Officials say they've heard concerns about the timing and are adjusting the area between Normandy Street and Orford Road. Drivers say they will get a red light followed by a green light, then another red. Officials say they should now be seeing green, 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 green consecutively, helping with the flow of traffic. The County of Essex is looking to the City of Windsor to help it pay for a homeless drop-in shelter in Leamington.
While we recognize that many of the region's homelessness challenges are concentrated in the city, we must also acknowledge that it's also happening in the county, including Leamington. For that reason, I believe the appropriate response is a shared response.
Council voting unanimously to pull $70,000 from reserves and then ask the City of Windsor to pay the other $70 grand. If the money can't be found, the drop-in center would have to close overnight this summer and potentially lose weekend programming through the fall. The need for on-site security has increased the costs at the center. The City of Windsor has decided to no longer fund overnight coverage in Leamington this year. The county is going to ask for a reconsideration anyways and has agreed to maintain the service while they await an answer. Last night, Warden Hilda McDonald took aim at Windsor's 0% tax increase, saying the decision is affecting county services.
We just happen to be the people whose service gets declined this time. That's what this is, plain and simple. Because if you're trying to cut, you're going to go to places where it's not seen as much. That's what this is. Call a spade a spade.
A new volunteer-run health clinic opening this weekend at Hope Haven aims to close a critical gap in care for some of Chatham-Kent's most vulnerable residents. As CTV's Chris Campbell reports, organizers hope this program will help break down barriers to treatment.
At Hope Haven, staff see the effects of untreated medical conditions every day. Cuts become infected wounds, chronic illnesses go unmanaged, and simple health concerns often become much more serious because people don't seek treatment.
We see a lot of people struggle with wounds is the primary thing, but we've also had some people that have passed out because of blood pressure or blood sugar being low, and these are all things that we feel like the nurses can come in and assess and assist with in an environment that they're already comfortable in.
Beginning Saturday, volunteer nurses and a nurse practitioner will offer free health assessments, wound care, and basic treatment at the shelter. Hope Haven says the goal is to remove the barriers that often prevent those less fortunate from accessing care.
They have barriers to going to sit and emerge for hours, just like all of us do. They may not have a family doctor, they may not have appropriate a health card. So this clinic is needed because none of those things matter if they're here and they want to be seen.
Registered practical nurse Jennifer Tape says catching problems early is key.
If we can figure out if someone has an infection early, then we can, stop it from going septic or making it worse or possibly even losing a limb. So the earlier the intervention, the better.
The clinic will operate entirely through volunteers with no outside funding. Hope Haven also hopes to connect clients with family doctors and provide education that improves long-term health while becoming a model for shelters across the region.
It's going to succeed. There is no if. But I just think it's going to be a wonderful program that will continue on for people to be able to access that is very low barrier. And that alone will make it a success.
The free clinic will run every Saturday from 10:30 until 1:30. Hope Haven organizers continue to look for volunteers and donated medical supplies to support the initiative.
We're going to have a healthy Chatham-Kent at the end of this.
In Chatham, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
The Ontario government is investing $5.1 million to open more student and daycare spaces at a school in Cottam. Conservative MPP Anthony Liardi says the money will go towards a large expansion for Gosfield North Public School to accommodate 55 more students and over 70 daycare spots. A spokesperson for the board says many people are struggling to find childcare. Construction is expected to begin in September of 2027. The goal is to open the space by September of 2028. Now, Canada's second FIFA World Cup game just got underway. Our question of the day has to do with the games. Are you following Team Canada in the FIFA World Cup? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you always come to a complete stop at stop signs. Out of almost 1,100 answers, 59% say no. We do want to hear from you. Do you have a comment or question, an idea for a great story? Text us at 10400. Guns for hire. Still ahead on Windsor's news leader, how international money is funding crime in Canada. And Zellers returns to Ontario, opening its first store today. A free weekend beach shuttle is coming to Lakeshore tomorrow. Why it's needed and what officials hope it will solve. That's tomorrow at 6 on CTV News. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. The interim deal between the United States and Iran to end nearly 4 months of war is signed and now in effect.
This was not easy, I can tell you.
U.S. President Donald Trump signed the deal during dinner in Versailles with French President Emmanuel Macron. Iran has also released images showing its president signing the agreement. Some of the main points include an end to fighting on all fronts and a 60-day negotiating window on Tehran's nuclear program. The Strait of Hormuz reopens toll-free for 2 months. In addition, Iran can now sell its oil without sanctions, and the U.S. will be part of a $300 billion development fund for Iran. Meanwhile, negotiations are said to be happening now between the U.S. and Israel over Lebanon. A senior Israeli official close to the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has told Reuters that Israel has no intention of backing down on its position and plans to continue deploying troops targeting the militant group Hezbollah. Lebanese media are also reporting new Israeli strikes in the country, despite the U.S.-Iran deal ruling them out. Some developments in the Guns for Hire network revealed by Toronto police. It's believed the attacks on Jewish schools, synagogues, and businesses are linked to foreign actors. CTV's John Woodward on the arrest of a suspect.
Toronto police said they have arrested the last outstanding occupant of the car that carried gunmen to the U.S. consulate in March. 19-year-old Zara Jabi briefly appeared in court on Thursday. The consulate attack, just one in a spate of shootings in early March. Several synagogues were also targeted. And while executing a search warrant in the case last week, Toronto Constable Mark Pinizzato was shot and killed. The incidents raised in the House of Commons.
Take, for example, the shootings at the synagogues that have just happened recently. Those shooters were paid for hires, hired by a foreign entity, Mr. Speaker, in our country, online.
Which foreign entity, Ruby Sahota didn't say. But the attacks were carried out just a week after the American and Israeli attack on Iran, something echoed by wiretaps mentioned in an American criminal complaint where an agent of Iran was heard saying our people were behind 2 attacks in Canada against the consulate and the Knesset. The FBI arrested that agent in Turkey and brought him to the U.S. in May.
If in fact it's shown demonstrably, like the evidence is really crystal clear that it was a foreign actor, I think this really is a game changer for Canada, because it would essentially what it would be is what we could reliably call state-sponsored terrorism, which we don't tend to see a lot here in Canada.
Former CSIS analyst Phil Gursky saying it's rare in Canada to see a foreign actor linking with existing criminal elements. Toronto's police chief has said these shootings were commissioned over encrypted apps. A spokesperson said they're not prepared to confirm foreign involvement, let alone Iran.
Well, we've seen a shift, a change.
Former Toronto gangster Marcel Wilson said shootings for hire are not unusual in parts of Toronto, but he's not seen a foreign state take advantage.
It's like a radar that's put out to the rest of the world that we have young people in our cities that are willing to murder for next to nothing.
John Woodward, CTV News.
Back home now, where a donation by Caesars Windsor Cares will help fund roughly 1,200 meals for vulnerable seniors across Windsor. The $10,000 donation was presented today to the Victorian Order of Nurses for the VON's Meals on Wheels program. The program provides emergency meals assistance to seniors facing financial hardship, illness, or unexpected life challenges. 64,000 meals were delivered last year in Windsor, Essex, and the need continues to grow.
There's a lot of people in need. They might not have the connections, so when they reach out to us and we know that we've been able to facilitate community funding to help those people, it's a great positive feeling for us and our volunteers.
The fundraising tally is in from the Show Us You're Brave campaign. Over $400,000 was collected in support of local cancer care. The community was challenged to define what bravery meant to them. For some, that meant sharing a personal story. For others, it meant confronting a fear like rappelling down a 170-foot building, a feat 115 courageous people conquered this year. The funds will be put towards new equipment, programs, and research here in our community. And more than a dozen musical artists will take over Sandwich Town for this year's Port Windsor Music and Arts Festival. Local vendors, musicians, dancers, poets, and artists are signed up to take part on July 5th. Stages will be featured across Mackenzie Hall, Mary E. Bibb Park, restaurants, and the new Queen's Pier. The day begins with a colored guard and military marching band making its way down Sandwich Street. The free festival has grown from only jazz music to having something for everyone.
It was maybe that if they weren't a jazz fan, they weren't coming down here. They weren't enjoying everything we had to offer. So we've changed that up and also given us the opportunity to diversify our music lineups as well. But we want to keep this as an annual event.
A bit of retail nostalgia in Toronto today as Zellers opened the first Ontario store in its national comeback.
The video games, I got my first PS2 and Game Boy Advance from there. The clothes, the nostalgic clothes with the Z on it, the Zeddy Bear, and the infamous diner.
Canada's main stock index was weighed down by losses in the basic materials and energy sector. In Toronto, the TSX lost 156 points. In New York, the Dow gained 72. The Nasdaq added 496. The Canadian dollar dropped half a cent today. On commodity markets, gold fell more than $135 an ounce and oil lost 16 cents a barrel.
We're back at the Cherry Rock Lounge for What's Up YQG.
Yeah, we've got the Summer Sunday series, but Mel, you promised you would play me in some pool. Please.
There is no way I'm ever going to beat you, Johnny.
Loser's paying.
All the details coming up.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thanks to Di Bedard for sending in this image of stormy clouds. We might see them again tomorrow. I think the chance is low, but it will be a windy afternoon. I'll break down what you need to know as we look ahead to the Father's Day weekend coming up.
So Gary's joining us for an extended look at the weather. And Gary, we saw some video from the storm damage last night. Should we have any concerns again over the next little while?
Well, that footage was showing you clouds just racing. The low-lying clouds there shot from my backyard, they seem to be just on turbo, right? Just flying. Wind speeds sustained in the 45 to 55 range, gusts in the 80s. So we got tree damage. We had roof shingles ripped off. We had damage to sheds and barns. It was a very significant storm in terms of the winds dominating. Today was cloudy and windy. Not as windy, but windy nonetheless. We had gusts in the 9 a.m. Hour this morning across Windsor, Essex in the 65 to 72, 73 K range. Air quality has been decent. Not really an issue for the last week or so. It's just about the winds. Temperatures in the low 20s. It's a cooler air mass because those winds out of the northwest predominantly providing that cooler air. We're still looking at the potential of wind gusts in the 45 to 55 range through to about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. The worst weather in terms of the strongest winds will be well to our east and northeast. Temperatures across Canada have moderated some. We are cooling off a bit and have cooled off over the last 24 to 36 hours. Upper teens across much of the prairies into upper teens, low 20s across much of southern Ontario. This massive system, take a look at the loop. The radar showing you from an atmospheric point of view, circulation, massive spin of low pressure, and its effects in behind drawing that wind profile. So we know that we're dealing with an exiting system. It's moved off into Quebec and the Maritimes, but behind it, it's reinforcing those winds out of the northwest, and you get a sense of that as the clouds move from northwest to southeast. That is a northwesterly wind we talk about from which it emanates. Hey, hello to our friends in CTV Toronto. Dwayne, I know that you're a big fan of the weather. So last night was dynamic, and I know a lot of people online were talking about just how incredible it was to see the clouds racing overhead. Not great for the damage. By the way, the shower potential tonight is diminishing as I speak. We're looking at mostly cloudy conditions through 8 o'clock and then clearing through the overnight, a low of about 13 or 14. It's a coolish night. We'd normally be closer to 16. Enter Styles. Thank you very much for your partnership. Take a look at the next 7 days. Tomorrow, windy in the morning, 25 in the afternoon. Chance of showers. Same repeat forecast for Saturday. Sunny on Sunday, 25, and then mid-20s. Showers Monday, and then fairer for the most part for the rest of next week.
Turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG with Johnny Parks from our sister station 89X and our own Melanie Kentner. Now you have another round of summer Sundays to tell us about.
Yeah, we're back at the Cherry Rock Lounge. Johnny, did you bring your beer pong table this time?
I will be on Sunday. Yeah, we were giving away some 89X prizes for anyone who could sink some cups, so you definitely want to be here for our latest Summer Sunday series. We're here with Jade to tell us more about it.
Hey there. So Summer Sundays at the Cherry Rock Lounge. We're partnering with 89X to bring you live music and ice-cold drinks.
It's going to be a great time. Now, what's the main band coming this time around?
We have Prisoner this time.
Yeah, they're awesome. I was just listening to their album Kill the King. They're on the Call the Reaper tour. Who else is going to be on the bill for that?
We also have Lewd Antics from Edmonton. And No Exceptions from London.
And you guys got some other pretty cool games going on here, too.
Yeah, we have some free pool tables and arcade games.
And what time should people start showing up?
Well, we open at 7, and then the band starts at 8, but come at any time. We're just at the Cherry Rock Lounge at 63 Pitt Street East.
And what about the drink specials and the cost, that kind of thing?
So it's $10 cover, but don't forget about our drink specials. We have $7.75 double wells all night, along with our $5 1,800 shots.
Just making sure I have enough cash here. I should be good, I think.
Good, you're good. Looks like you got lots in there. You can share some with me.
Yeah, I know about that.
Alrighty, thanks, Jade, so much. It's going to be an awesome time on Sunday, and we'll put all the links to that on our website. Now, Johnny, there are a few other things that we got to talk about this weekend, including at the casino.
Yeah, Jan Arden is going to be at Caesars Windsor.
Insensitive. That was not how you sang that.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, let's move to wrestling next.
NCG Pro Wrestling in LaSalle, baby. We got the Headbangers Ball with Mosh and Thrasher.
I love that voice. Okay, and something else for the families out there.
Yeah, Carousel of Nations Week 2. All the villages that you missed, check it out online to see which ones you want to go to. And, of course, at the Riverfront, they got the world's finest shows carnival back in town.
Woo, going to be another fun one. Thank you so much. And that's What's Up YQG.
The PWHL draft was hit by a little lightning last night.
We'll explain. On the Sidelines is next. Do stick around.
We are on the sidelines with Bob Belichico tonight. Now, we normally have this on a Wednesday, but Thursdays is good too. Like,
I
who
feel
cares?
like I'm off today.
You know what? Monday, Tuesday, we'll take it every day. It doesn't matter. But Bob, a big night in Detroit last night.
Yeah, a really big night. PWHL draft was held last night in Detroit. Unfortunately, no one locally was chosen, but that doesn't mean the dream is over. There's still an opportunity to go to camp and make a team, of course. I caught up with Sarah Marchand, who says she has already gotten some interest since last night.
Very hopeful. So it's okay at the end of the day. Sometimes, sometimes I'm a little shorter, so sometimes I don't get the benefit of the doubt. But I want to show that I can play just as good as anyone else and make a team. So just need the opportunity, and I'll make it happen.
With the 57th overall pick in the 2026 PWHL draft, the Minnesota Frost select Daria Gredson.
Now, how cool is that? Lily Hunter of the Lakeshore Lightning up at the podium announcing a selection at the draft. What a moment for her and the Lightning organization. So the Lightning were in the house. Here's Lauren Meadows putting everybody on notice. She'll be in the 2036 draft class. Fun fact, of the 72 players drafted, 32 were American, 29 Canadian.
Okay, moving to basketball. A coach from the Ottawa area flew down to officially welcome a player into the fold. This happening again last night.
You know what? I'm telling you, that is dedication to the program, to the cause right there for sure. An exciting moment for Addison Ficon of St. Anne and the Windsor St. Clair Jewel basketball program. Her new coach, Roseanne Jolie from the University of Ottawa, came down to sign and meet the gang.
It was really good for me to be here, and I'm super excited to have her join my program next year.
Now, Jolie explained to me that she arrived late in the recruiting process. She really liked Addison and didn't hesitate to try anyway. Jolie likes Addison's ability, her ability to attack, her shooting ability, and her ceiling to grow. Now, first-team All-Star this past season, Addison says she was drawn by the team atmosphere at the school while she was there for her visit. The GGs are rebuilding after winning a national title 2 years ago, and Jolie feels Addison will be a big part of where she sees this team going.
There's a lot of opportunity because there's a couple of new girls, so it's a fresh start, and it's going to be excited to work for my spot.
She's going to definitely be part of our rotation next year, and what I'm seeing is that we're going to be competitive this year, but we're definitely going to be a contender for the OUA championship in 2 years from now, so I'm very excited about that.
Now, the sad part of that is we have to wait a year for her to come here because Windsor goes to Ottawa this upcoming season. So anyway, switching over to Athletics Canada, they are hosting the Track and Field National Championships, which started today and runs until Sunday. The championship will combine the National Open, Junior Nationals, and para-athletic and combined events.
Just finished a jumping session here and practicing on some 5-meter bungees, and I'm feeling good, trying some new poles. I'm just excited to have fun at Nationals.
That there is Max Milinkovic-Jean. He's excited about Nationals after a strong pole vault performance last weekend at Night Flight along the riverfront, hosted by the University of Windsor Athletics Club. He jumped a personal best 4.78 meters. That would have earned him an OFSA medal the week before, where he finished 4th. Now, Max made the switch to pole vault after winning a Westby Award in gymnastics just a couple of years ago. He also trained with the national bobsled team last year and plans to make the switch when the time is right. This guy's everywhere.
Yeah, most of those athletes are in their mid to late 20s, so I figure spend all of my time focusing on pole vault when I can, and then once I'm finished with this, I'll just jump right into the bobsleigh. So.
That guy's an athlete. Now, a lot of excitement at the riverfront for Night Flight last weekend. Jumpers came in from far and wide to compete. Nice jump there. That is Tori Thomas from Illinois, who was a 3-time NCAA first-team All-American and is now a first-year pro. A week after competing in South Korea, she decided to come to Windsor. As she prepares for the U.S. Nationals at the end of the month, Thomas and many others are keen on trying to make it to the World Championships in September.
A lot of new things this professional year. I'm very blessed for the opportunities like this to be able to compete. So, I mean, we want a higher bar, but I'm glad where I'm at right now. For the first professional year, it's probably one of my favorite years so far.
We picked this date this year. This is about 5 weeks earlier than we did last year because this date seeds itself inside of a qualifying period for a lot of big meets. So performance here in this period can get them at the big meets internationally.
Man, that music was loud in the background, eh? But the music keeps playing for Steve Vanini. I tell you, another award for Steve, the women's soccer coach at St. Clair College. This time, he's the National Collegiate Coach of the Year. That's all sports, all leagues, all the time. Congrats to Steve.
The sacrifice of many, and just my name's on that trophy when I can put this whole institution on there, you know, from the players to the school to my family to everybody. It's awesome.
Congrats once again.
You know, if there's an international award, let's just put him in on that one too.
I know, oh my God.
It's great.
Doing great.
Good for him.
Yeah, for sure. So hockey season is over, but there is still something for Windsor Spitfire fans to look forward to.
Yeah, actually, it's still pretty busy. Last week, the Spitfires went through the draft. This weekend, they're holding an orientation camp.
Looking forward to it this weekend. Obviously off-ice training as well. Just a bit of testing, nothing too strenuous for these players. They've gone through a lot. This is more just to see kind of where they're at and meet Rob Maggio, our strength and conditioning coach.
Now, one of the players expected in town is Windsor's first pick in last weekend's priority selection draft, Lachlan Whalen. The 16-year-old is a graduate of the Quinte Red Devils. He's a highly skilled forward who plays a two-way game. You don't see that too often in the game these days anyway. So following the draft, the 6-foot forward was asked what NHL player he models his game after. Check this out.
I really like to model my game after Nathan McKinnon. His style of compete, effort, his skating mobility, it's something that I really try and model myself after and try and play like every single game.
Obviously he's committed to 200 feet, can play in any situation, and at 16 you never know who you're going to get, but we're thrilled, and we think Lachlan Whalen is the next star down here in Windsor.
Now, I've heard people compare this kid to like Bill Bowler. He's Bill Bowler type. And like, I got to see Bill Bowler play back in the day, and that was a treat. I call him Slick Man Bill Bowler because, I mean, he racked up the points left and right, this guy. He was so good, and apparently this guy has that kind of skill, and he back checks.
I do want to note, though, the pole vaulting along the riverfront, that looks like an experience.
You know what? A lot of people just walk by and they stumble across it, and then they see it and go, wow, this is actually pretty cool, and they stick around to see it. It's the second year in a row they did it. Kevin Donardo does a great job of putting this together, and we're talking like athletes from all over the world that come here to our riverfront just to jump.
Pole vaulting in the air, looking at the river.
It's awesome, and they love the vista. They love the view. They love the atmosphere down there. And, you know, you had the carnival, you had the Corvette show.
We just need to get them up on the Gordie Howe now.
That'll happen eventually,
Whenever,
right?
eventually.
Sure.
Okay, with On the Sidelines tonight, Bob Belichico. Thank you, Bob.
You got it.
Emmy Award-winning writer and the host of NBC's Late Night with Seth Meyers is coming to Windsor July 11th. Enter at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Seth Meyers at Caesars Windsor plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. Tour the world without leaving the region. Carousel of Nations returns for its final weekend. Enjoy amazing performances, traditional music, and iconic festival food. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Kate Otterbein. Now, Kate, you have more information on the new healthcare clinic in Chatham.
That's right. It's called Hope to Health and will focus on the medical needs of the homeless community. The volunteer-run clinic will operate out of Hope Haven, where as many as 80 people across access meals, showers, and support services each day. Staff say many clients also face untreated health concerns, and the new program is designed to connect them with care before minor issues become serious problems.
I'm very passionate about helping people. I have worked in home care for a long time. I saw a lot of people with wounds, and I can see what happens if they don't get the proper care. And if we want people to get out there and, you know, feel their best selves, they have to take care of their health.
Read more about the clinic online at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And down in Amherstburg, Kate, a new report on policing options is being prepared by the OPP, but could be a few more months before it's ready.
Yes, an update was provided by the CAO, but that proposal may not be ready until September. Councillor Lyndon Crane says if a decision on policing comes before council during the municipality's lame duck period, councillors may choose to defer it until after the next term of council begins. A public report outlining the proposed policing timelines is expected to go before council on July 13th. After that, public consultation is scheduled to begin in September. And in our social spotlight tonight, Japanese soccer fans wanted to make sure they left the stadium exactly how they found it. The fans decided to take it upon themselves to clean up the Dallas stadium after facing the Netherlands. If that isn't wholesome enough, the team did the exact same thing in the locker room. When fans were asked why they were cleaning, they said the Japanese education system doesn't have custodians, and it's up to them to take care of the school, so it's second nature. Such a kind gesture to help out staff.
This is incredible. I absolutely love this message. This is the great thing about the World Cup, different cultures coming together and learning from one another. I truly enjoy this.
Absolutely. I think we can all learn something from the Japanese.
Okay, thank you for this, Kate, and that's what's happening now. A viral home decor craze is taking flight. When we return, we take a closer look at the so-called porch goose trend. Ooh, the storm damage there. Gary, I was looking at my app last night because my kids and my son had soccer, and I'm like, when are they going to cancel? When are they going to cancel? They didn't cancel.
Oh,
we
good.
went.
It all worked
The
out?
kids played in the rain, and I know there was a risk, I know, but they had so much fun. It's just incredible to see like the kids enjoying the rain and not.
Did you have to tie
caring.
them down because of the wind, though?
It wasn't that windy in Tecumseh, in the Tecumseh area.
Well, the little ones, you know.
It was only between 6 and 7, so we got like a nice little.
Okay. They don't
time
weigh
frame
very
there.
much, so you know, I'm concerned. Let's talk a little bit about the 7-day forecast. I'm glad they got out because, hey, we all love when we're playing outside and cancellations aren't very good. The winds tonight are diminishing. The overnight should be clearing, but then the winds pick up again tomorrow afternoon. We'll see highs of 25 for the next 3 days. That's seasonal for this time of the year, but rain showers are a possibility. Sunday looks like the best day out of the next 3 for the weekend, sunny. And then Monday's rainy, cooler, about 21. Then sunshine Tuesday, and then back into some rains for the midweek, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're in and out of it.
Okay, and of course, Sunday is Father's Day. I know some
yes.
people are going along the riverfront, doing some fishing. I'm sure a lot of families are getting together with a barbecue. So
That's right.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Michelle. A lot of people heading downtown tonight.
Yeah, heading downtown tonight for sure because it is a big day for Team Canada soccer fans. We're going to check out the downtown Windsor watch party. Hopefully the weather will hold out for all those diehard fans. Plus, details about how the University of Windsor is projecting yet another deficit. We'll tell you how much and how they're planning to handle it. And another municipality is talking about, yes, you guessed it, development charges. We'll see where Tecumseh lands. That's all tonight. And, of course, another weather update for our viewers.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. Finally tonight, there is a fun trend taking flight this spring in our area. Hundreds of households buying into something that is sure to put a smile on your face. Porch geese. As CTV's Laura Brown explains, at least one garden center is overwhelmed by their popularity.
When Jenny Scott ordered 50 metal geese, she wondered if she made a big mistake. Would customers flock to her greenhouse?
And they went so fast, and then we had to start compiling a waiting list of people, and I think that grew to almost 200 people.
Guess who's back again?
The garden center released this video when they were able to get restocked, and they called the 200 people on the wait list wanting their own goose.
Yeah, people were very aggressive about the geese. Yeah.
Aggressive, just like geese can be.
That's right. Yeah.
So what makes these so-called porch geese so popular? An employee dug into the history, finding it dates back to the 80s.
It was a thing more in the southern states. They used to be out of cement, and people would dress them up, create their own little outfits for them. And apparently it kind of went out of fashion.
Not anymore. It's not clear why, but the geese have made a fashionable return to porches everywhere. This is Tilly, who's having a spa day at her home in Grand Lake, New Brunswick. And you might recognize this one, Queen Charlotte of Bridgerton fame. The garden center has outfits as well, but they've been selling out of those too.
I feel like it's hilarious, and people need something to smile about every day.
You can find them on porches, but also all over the internet these days. There's even a Facebook group, Porch Goose Club of Canada.
I can't explain it. It's just like, it's a geese. It's a geese itself.
Popping up on porches with people flocking for more. Laura Brown, CTV News, Lincoln, New Brunswick.
Hey, things that are old come back again, like it said in the story, Gary. It started in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
In the southern states.
And it's something that's happening here as well.
Back again.
This is happening here as well. We got a viewer reached out to us wanting us to do a story about this. It's happening out in campgrounds out in the Leamington area. That's incredible.
And we always tell you guys, if you have video or photos you want to send our way, please text it to 10400. We would love to show it on our newscast. For sure. On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.
Can we get a news anchor, Sue, for one of the ducks? One of the geese?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, a little microphone. It'd be so cute.